College of Agriculture Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to the Farm and Home Show. I'm your host, Carol Schreiber, and with me this week is Steve Osborne, County Extension Agent for Agriculture in Allen County. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Carol.
Now, earlier this week we talked a little bit about buying a fresh cut Christmas tree.
That's right.
But
No
today,
artificials here.
No artificials.
That's right.
But today we're taking a little different spin and we're talking about living Christmas trees.
Exactly right. You know, you can kill two birds with one stone, as the old saying is. If you need a tree for a landscape planting, and it's an evergreen, this is an opportunity to get you a Christmas tree and have a tree for the landscape planting also.
So you're buying the whole plant with the roots and all in this case.
The roots and all, and you're hoping that it's got a root ball on it, a pretty big root ball. And, you know, why do people do that is, you know, a lot is they might need a landscape planting, but it's also memories. I know some people that they can go out and say, well, that tree there was Christmas 2001 or 98 or something like that. They've got these trees planted in their yards, and they use them to remember times past. And there are all kinds available to you here. There's white pines, Scotch pines, spruces. You know, some of the spruces you might not want to do here, or the firs here, it'd be a little too warm, but
Right.
do a little investigating and see what might be available. And I'm sure that they'll be available at some of our our nurseries.
Our nurseries.
Yes, I couldn't get that word out. Because you want to buy from a reputable source, and you want to make sure that business has been in business for a while, and so you want to support the community there, because you want to ensure that it was taken care of. Because this is a balled and burlapped, and it has to be watered once it's dug out of the ground, and you want to make sure that you go to a place that you know it's been taken care of.
So if you go to the nursery and you pick out your tree, how do you handle that tree? Because it's going to be
Okay.
differently from a cut tree.
That's exactly right. Your first instinct is to go over and pick it up by the main stem, which is wrong because it has a heavy root ball on it. And in that heavy root ball are roots. And some of those roots are tiny little hair roots. And those are the most important roots because they're the ones that take up the nutrients and the water. And if you pick that up by the main stem, the weight of that soil will rip those roots off. So you're going to limit that tree to start with. So go get hold of the root ball and move it. And that may take more than one person to do that because they can be pretty heavy.
And that's something you really have to consider in this is, can you fit the root ball and can you maneuver
That's
this
exactly
tree
right.
in your house?
Again, like a cut tree, you've got to make sure that you've got space to put that in there. Now, when you get it, you've picked out the tree and you've checked to make sure it was fresh, just like a cut tree, and you get it home, you don't want to take that tree inside the house for more than a week. So don't be getting a live tree and putting it up the first week of December because that's going to be hard on that tree. You want it a limited time in there. In the meantime, you can buy it as long as you keep keep in a nice, cool, sheltered place, and make sure that you water the root ball, but not too much. You don't want it wet
Right.
because you can cause the roots to rot on it that way.
Okay, so it's a week before Christmas and you've brought your live tree in the house. How do you take care of it at that point?
All right, you can at this point you can set it down and kind of wrap that root ball in plastic so you can add some water to it, but you don't want, and that will keep it from getting all over the place. Keep the tree away from heat sources, and like I said, once you bring it in, don't leave it in over a week. Important thing, dig your hole that you're going to put it in the ground prior to when you take it out of the house. If it's 20 degrees, you don't want to try to dig a hole.
That's right.
So make sure you have a hole and make sure you get a quality hole dug. Not one that just the root ball fits in. You want it to be about twice as big as the root ball, sloping on the sides. That way the plant will have a good start there.
Okay, and in the last 30 seconds or so, what would you like people to know?
I want them to realize, this is important, that beautiful little tree out there, some of them have been sheared.
Okay.
They've been sheared to look right. Some of them are going to grow out of that unless you keep shearing it. So don't expect it to maintain that Christmas tree shape.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you so much for joining me. And thank you for watching the Farm and Home Show. Have a great day.
This has been Farm and Home, brought to you by the University of Kentucky College of Agriculture Cooperative Extension Service.